go. Oh, there we go. There we go. Good evening and welcome back to Frugal Outdoors with myself, Dylan. And as you can see, we're down by the beach and we're out fishing tonight. I'm joined by Nobby of Slamfish this evening, and we're actually fishing a venue we fished probably about a month ago, I would have said, maybe 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. I think it's probably 4 weeks. But anyway, we fished it and I lost a load of footage. So we thought we'd come out and give it another go. Now I do apologise, until I get my mics on there is going to be a little bit of wind noise, because the other reason that we came this way is to try and get out of this wind, because it's gusting 30-35 miles an hour tonight. But we're out fishing and we're going to enjoy it. So we've got some crabs. So predominantly the target species is obviously smooth hounds at the moment. It would also be really nice to try and get into a bass. So basically tonight I'm going to fish one in close, and then I'm going to fish one a tiny little bit further out, and hopefully we can get into a couple of fish. So I'm going to quickly get set up, and then we'll have another little catch up, have a little natter, and then we'll show you the bait, show you the rigs, etc., and then we'll be fishing. Cheers. So as I said, we did fish here, like I say, maybe 4 weeks ago, and we got into some smooth hounds, which was great fun. Met a few other people down here as well, which is always nice. So we're fishing East Cowes. Now I don't tend to fish over this way very often, to be honest, but I really should start making a little bit more of a habit of it, because the fishing can be really good. I'm fishing with 2 rods this evening, and Nobby's just fishing with one, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, if it gets really busy, then obviously I'll just take it down to 1 rod and just focus. Last time we were here, we did fish with just 1 rod each, and I must say it was really nice. It was really relaxing, actually. So speaking of rods, I'm fishing with the normal rods that I fish with pretty much every single session. 2 Daiwa rods, a tournament pro surf, and an air surf. They're both relatively short in the sense of beach casters. They're 13'6", and I've got those paired up with my Shimano Power Aeros, and tonight I'm fishing with mono. So like I said, my original plan is basically just to fish 1 rod closer in, my lighter of the 2 rods, which I'll just dump over there somewhere, and the other one I'll fish a little bit heavier with like a 7-ounce gripper with a dongle on it for some smooth hounds, and we'll just see how we get on. Right, there we go, that's that lot set up. Let's have a quick look at the bait, let's have a look at the rigs. We'll get one baited up, we'll get one straight in the water. Oh, it's quite nice to sit down. It's a bit of a mission really to get over. There's an old landslide that's been there for the absolute donkeys. So the road's closed, so you've got to walk along there to get to the desired fishing spot. You want to, mate? You game? Huh? Going for a slightly bigger target than last?
Pout.
Yeah,
yeah,
going for about. What are we going? £1? What pound target? £1, 2?
Yeah, maybe £1/2.
Get on, mate. Right, so the bait this evening, I've got crab and I've got squid. So I've got 1 bag of crab already out. These are frozen from last year. Peeler spider crabs, when they're in season, obviously when they start to peel, the smooth hounds are really caning them. Now they are starting to peel now, they are starting to show, but they're few and far between at the moment. And the ones that are showing up, well, they're rock hard really, they're not proper peelers, but I've got some frozen ones from last year. And then obviously I've got good old pack of C6 squid from Slamfish. The Nobby's just reeling in now. And there is quite a bit of weed in the water. We're walking around the corner just a minute ago, and there's a couple of guys fishing there, and there's a lot of weed. But I'm just hoping if we can get our rods up a little bit higher, we can get ourselves out of it. So just peel the legs off that one. It's defrosted, that one now. You got fish on there. So Nobby's bait has been in the water 5 minutes and he's just got himself a smooth hound. Now, because I've got delicate hands and delicate fingers, I like to just break the back of the shell with a rock. Because why not? If it's going to make your life a little bit easier, then why not? Yeah, innit? Well done, mate. Like I say, these are last year's crab, but in all honesty, a little bit smaller, but I'll have a little look, and what I might do is cut it in half and bind it up with a little bit of squid. Can't believe he's got fish already, which is a really good sign. So as I was saying earlier, what I really want to try and do is fish both rods with crab and squid, or one with squid, one with crab, and really just trying to see if I can't winkle out a bass in amongst the smooth hounds. That's if we get into a smooth hound. So we've also been joined by John as well now, so there's 3 of us down here, which is always nice, and actually it's the same 3 of us that were here last time when we also got into a few fish. So I'm gonna cut that one in half. You can see there, full of the brown juice that will hopefully entice a nice smooth hound. And I'm just going to reduce one of these squid down just in size, so it's the same size as that crab. Put it on my baiting tool here. Stick the squid on the side. Can't wait to get a bait out. Can't believe we've had a fish straight away. First chuck. It probably looked like it was maybe like 4 or 5 pound from here, I would have said. There we are, binding those 2 together. Just to bulk out that crab a little bit. Like I say, I do try to skimp a little bit on the crab because, like I've said before, crab is quite expensive and sometimes it's quite hard to come by, so I want to try and make the most of it. And there we are. One nice bundle of crab and squid. And I'm going to whack that straight on a dongle. So I'm fishing with 3.0, I don't know if you can see that, 3.0 dongle rig. And a dongle rig, if you don't know, is basically, it's a pulley rig. It's still a pulley rig, but on the end you've got a piece of braid and a single circle hook, and essentially you bind your bait onto the braid and then just hook it on there, and then you're fishing with just one hook. For smooth hounds, it's a really, really good rig. You get a really good hookup and you get a really safe hookup as well. Pop a 7-ounce gripper on there. And then the other rig I'm going to use is I'm just going to use one of my bass rigs, which is a running bass rig. I've got 4 O's. That's going to be for the bass, but it will pick up a smooth hound as well, obviously, because it's going to be pretty much the same bait. I'm just going to be fishing it really close in. I was going to dump it over there, but now there's 3 of us here, I'll probably just stick it in front of me a little bit closer in. If it doesn't go, then it doesn't go. There we go, plenty of whipping on that braid, because essentially it's a braid that's going to hold your bait in place. Take out the baiting tool, not like last time, and there we go. That is a stunning, stunning crab bait. Let's get it out quick. So I'm going to stick this one on my slightly heavier rod, which I'll be able to put out a little bit further, because if there is a little bit of weed out there, then this rod will certainly cope with it a little bit better. And what I have done, you might notice, I don't know, but what I have done for this evening is I've made my rigs just a little bit shorter. Now, I've been told by a very, very good fisherman that for smooth hound fishing, if you keep your rig a little bit shorter, you get more hookups. That's the first time I'm experimenting with it, so let's give it a go. And there we go, there it is. All clipped up in the breakaway imp there. And I'm just going to dump it in front. I've just spoke to Nobby. Nobby said he caught his at literally like 40 yards. So I don't even need to be wearing my finger stool really, but we'll just give this a little flick out there and see what happens. I've actually got my reel a little bit higher than I normally do. That seems quite close to me, but hey, might not even be far enough out. Because there is weed in the water, I'm trying to keep my rod tip up high all the way back to the rod rest. There we go, I've got my drag set nice and light. I'm going to get the other one baited up. I'm going to keep the camera facing on the rods just in case it goes. And then I'll quickly show you the other rig in a second when it's all baited up. Now my drag just went then, but that could have been wind, it could have been a bit of weed. Got a nice bit of left to right wind. Obviously, like I said, it is a southwesterly today. So we've got the wind coming from the left, the tide is coming from the left, and there's obviously a bit of weed in the water as well. It is extremely light. Okay, so we've got the other one baited up. So this is basically it's my bass rig. So all the rigs that I'm using tonight and all the rigs that I always use are all available online from www.frugal.od.co.uk and also from Nobby's store, which is Slamfish Isle of Wight. It'll be all the same hooks, same components, everything. So exactly what I'm using is what you'll be able to purchase for yourself. Now this is the bass rig. So basically it's a locked in running ledger. So the lead can run up and down the line there. We've probably got about 2 foot, 2.5 foot. And then we've probably got 2 foot snood there of 30 pound. On the end I've got 4 O's on this one, so we've got a nice 4O Aberdeen out sticking out the bottom, and we've got a 4O circle hook sticking out the top, and on there we've got a whole squid with the other half of that crab. So I'm just going to chuck that one out. Got just a 5 ounce lead that I've just flattened out so it can move around a little bit, but if it gets too weeded up then we'll switch it out for a 7 ounce gripper and we'll just chuck it out a little bit further. And there we go, they're both out. It is a grey, pretty grey, gloomy day today. But yeah, the weather's been awful for like, feels like for ages. Oh, I must apologise as well. I took the sieve out, as you would have seen, and I'm so sorry I lost the sound. I was gutted. To be honest, I was pretty upset about it because I had a really great day out on it. We caught loads of fish, and then when I got home I realised that somewhere along the journey it obviously dislodged the mic and we lost the sound, so I was a bit gutted to say the least. But needless to say, I will try to make sure it doesn't happen again, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and fingers crossed we can get out on it again soon. So what I might have to do is move the camera and get that rod, those rod tips up a bit higher. Let's say the bass one that is in real close, that's got weed on it already. It's like a little washing line, tiny little bits of weed like that, but it's the tiny little bits of weed like that that are a pain in the backside. But let's get another rig sorted out and baited up, and hopefully one of those will go screaming off. So you might be able to see John behind my rod stand there. He's just got into his first smooth hound as well. So there's been a hound to the left of me and a hound to the right. And I haven't had one yet. But that's all right, because there's still plenty of time. I say yet, I'm still on the first cast. We've literally only just gone out. Well done, mate. Now I am going to switch these rods around because when I cast that one over to the left, it certainly, I was expecting it to swing round and it hasn't. So. Oh yeah, mate.
Not quite the pout I was after, but
it'll work, won't it?
but it'll work, won't it?
I've definitely got a bit of weed on the one that's in close, the bass rig. But that's just because it's so low down and so close in. So I might stick the next one a little bit further out, I think. Oh, there we go. That definitely felt like a bit more like a bite. Might just be a bit of weed, but it definitely looked like it pulled down, went slack and then pulled down again. but it could have been my lead moving. Could also just be the wind, you see, because there's got such a strong wind coming around the corner. I think it's just weed. Whatever it is, there's not fighting, there's a lot of weight though. Oh no, there is a smooth hound on the end of it. Mate, I've got so much weed on that line. Yeah. There we go. So I've left my rod down there because it is absolutely caked in weed. But there we go. Really, really lively, beautiful smooth hound. I don't know how much, maybe 5-6 pounds or something like that. No idea, but let's get this one back in. Let's sort my line out and try and get another bait in the water. But we're on the hound, so we've had one each already. We've only been fishing for about 25 minutes. Ah, man, I just took off a load of weed down there. But thankfully, it's all on the rig clip, so I should just be able to get to my rig clip and then sort it out in a minute. Right, so this one's got a whole crab on it this time. I'm gonna give it a little bit more legs, I think, to see if we can't get it out of that weed a little bit more. Wow, there's a lot of weed. So what, I'm gonna have a little reset. I'm gonna move all my stuff up onto the top of this bank here, and then that will just elevate me that little bit more again. But you can't even see it in the water. There's a little bit, probably in the first 6 feet of the shoreline, and the rest of it is just, it's obviously just low in the water column, like going across the bottom maybe. But yeah, let's try and get our rods a little bit higher. There we go. Now that wasn't out for very long at all. Oh, whoa, this is a better one. Huh? Much better one. Yeah? Yeah. Good one. I say that. I've only literally just put it out. Yeah, this one is definitely, I would have said better than the last one. It's pulling. I actually chucked this one out quite a bit further. Got a double hook up. John's in as well. I think I'm probably going to pack that rod away and we'll just all fish with one rod. The other boys are fishing with one rod anyway. I did want to have a go to see if I could get a bass, but I think one rod, just sticking them out for smooth hounds. Great fun. There we go. How about that? That's a nice fish there. I don't know how big it is. Maybe a bit closer to 7. Probably not 8, I really don't know. But this one put up a real big scrap. It was really fighting on the way in. The other one I literally just pulled in with the weed. I didn't even know until I saw it flapping that there was a fish on. I just thought it was a big bunch of weed. But that's a really nice one. This is starry. You can see there the stars on its back. But what a pretty fish. 2 smooth hounds and 2 casts. I'm going to pull the other rod in. We'll just fish with one rod now. Oh, we're definitely still battling the weed. Like I said, I'm going to move all of my kit up in a second. Try and get ourselves a little bit higher. See if it makes a bit of a difference. Obviously this one wasn't out there for very long, but it's still got weed on there. Might hopefully might just be because I obviously pulled the fish through the weed. Oh, you're on, yeah? Yeah, man. Right, I'm gonna just chuck this one out. This one I've cheekily actually reused the same bait because I just want to get a bait in the water. There we go. That last fish came a little bit further out, so I've done the same this time. You've got to get in here. There we go. So Nobby's just had his second fish, another beautiful common smooth hound. Do you rate them as two species or one?
So apparently, the only way to tell nowadays, because of hybrid
It's
and mixed
DNA,
breeding,
is
a
it?
DNA test.
So they can both look
So
like each other then,
you get
essentially.
stars that haven't got stars and,
Yeah.
and commons that have got stars. So the kind of the fisheries people
Yeah.
just class them as one now.
So, just another beautiful smooth hound then.
Beauty, mate.
And there we go. Second one for Nobby, second one for me. John did hook up at exactly the same time that I did, but unfortunately his came off. But yeah, we'll get John on camera as well in a minute. Hopefully, like so, we can all get into a few hounds. I'm pretty out of breath, to be honest. Hence why I'm fishing now with one rod. We'll have to get some lights on shortly because the light is going. It's always a funny time with the camera, trying to get the light in right, but hopefully you can see what's going on. Yeah, we're getting into some smooth hounds. Oh, I saw that. There we go. That's another fish. Whoa, that's massively slack. There we go. So far, it's a fish a cast. Now I'm fishing with dongles, as you saw earlier obviously, and the other boys are fishing with pulley panels. Oh, I just love the way they give you such a scrap. And for the size of the fish, they go so well. You've got a job to determine how big the fish actually is until you get it on the beach. Right, let's go and have a look. It's just down there. So Nobby's just pulling one out as well. Bit bigger than this one. This is the smallest one I've had so far. But 3 casts, 3 beautiful smooth hounds from the Solent, fishing on the Isle of Wight. Not too shabby at all. Let's get this one in. I haven't even got another bait sorted out and I'm only fishing with one rod. So let's get this one in, bait up again, and hopefully we can get a couple more. There we go. So, just baiting up another crab when that one went. But what I've did is I'm using a whole crab because it's not very big. But what I've done is I've cut down the belly and basically butterflied it open. So you'll see that black sort of mark down the middle there. That's basically the back of the shell where I've folded it over. So all of those juices are coming out. We'll get this on a dongle and fire it out. Nobby's just putting back another fish down there. So far, great fun. Right, let's try and get on top of things, get this one in, and then try and stay ahead of the game. But that little smooth hound then came on exactly the same bait that I had the other one on, because it was in pretty good nick. I didn't bind it, I didn't do anything to it whatsoever. I just chucked it straight back out, being frugal and all of that. I mean, another fish. So 2 fish for the price of 1 right there. You know, it's funny, I've been chatting to Nobby and Gareth in the shop after I had that £13 something, £13.8 I think it was. And I was saying, well, actually, I think I'd have preferred to have maybe like 3 or 4 smaller fish than just 1 big one, even though it was a PB. Obviously, I was chuffed. But I think sometimes it's about the fun, you know? And if you're getting 3 or 4 fish, smaller fish compared to 1 big one, I think I'd rather do that. But you never know, we might get a bigger one tonight. It's not even dark yet. I've just put my tip light on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to dig my head torch out in a minute, get some lights on the situation. But yeah, man, 3 casts, 3 fish. I've also found it's really noticeable the difference between fishing with mono and braid just when you're reeling in. It feels a lot heavier on mono for some reason. Maybe it's just because of that, you've got more stretch there. Gives the fish a little bit more space to maybe run, I don't know. But it definitely feels heavier on the mono. I mean, look at that, the grippers doesn't even go on that one. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, it's great fun. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice. Ooh. This one's got some power to it, that's for sure. Whoa, mate. Well, there we go. There's quite a few smooth hounds out in front of us, I think, this evening. Right, I'm gonna go down. There we go. Another stunner. Oh, awesome fun. I still haven't managed to get a second rig baited, not since the beginning. But John's just had a little bit of a run as well, so he's just holding on to his rod. Hopefully we'll get him on camera as well, getting into a fish. But wicked, let's get this one back. Oh, well, there we go. Rod, my one rod is out of the water at the moment. Cannot keep up with it, which is brilliant. I'm certainly not complaining. Do you know what? I think I might be able to chuck that straight back out. It's only out for a couple of minutes. Yeah. There we go. Frugal fishing at its best. Let's chuck it straight back out. See if we can get another one. Right, let's actually see if we can get a second one hanging from the tripod. Not really being that fussy with the peeling of the shell either. Obviously the big spiky hard one off the back, the legs, as much of the body as you can sort of get, but they're obviously on the feed, and the thing is, if they're feeding on these anyway, they're going to be snuffling up shells and all sorts at the same time, so I'm really not too worried about leaving a bit of shell on there. I think I've got my drag set a little bit light. I'll be right. Second rig ready. And I've had a pebble in my boot for like the last half an hour, so now I can actually take that out as well. And then relax a little bit, have a drink of water, enjoy the surroundings. Well, that light has really started to go now. And that one's probably been out there, I would have said, a good 15 minutes, which is the longest it's been so far, without a bite. So it's quite nice to have a little sit down and a chill, actually. And I've just sent Daisy a couple of pictures so she can see what we're catching. But yeah, got my second rig ready. And yeah, we're just fishing with the crab at the moment. I'm basically taking a decision to fish with the crab on its own. And then basically when I get to the point where I need to bulk it out, then I'll start doing that with the squid as well. But so far the other boys are just fishing with crab as well. So I've opted for that decision as well. And so far it's working out okay. We've had 4. 4 for 4. So here we go. John's just got into another one. How many you had so far, John? You've had 2, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is fish number 3. How far out is it, do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit of a whack.
I've noticed so far this evening, when one person gets a bite, inevitably one of the other 2 gets a bite as well. So there's normally like 2 fish coming out at the same time. So hopefully it's not mine, because I'm nowhere near my rods at the moment. Yeah, give me a bit of a scrap.
Yeah, he's going down deep.
'Cause that's where you lost that other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. There you go. There you go. Whoa, mate, that's a nice fish. Yeah, mate, that's worth weighing. That's definitely worth weighing, bud. I reckon that's a double. There we go, look at that, beautiful fish. Yeah, mate, nice fish. Oh, you got one as well, mate. What are you saying?
12-11. 12-11.
What are you saying then?
I reckon 13 on the nose.
Might do me, mate. What we got? Oh, yes, for me. Oh. Got to be 13-10.
10 roughly.
13-10.
New PB.
Get in, mate.
New PB.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, baby.
We're good, mate.
Oh, wow, that's super cool. Just went running over. John's like, I've got a decent one on here, I need a hand. And as you'll see, I filmed it all, we weighed it. It's 13 pounds 10, absolute stunning fish. He's absolutely stoked. That's his new PB for him. Yeah, he's a very, very happy puppy at the moment. But yeah, cracking fish, John, well done, mate. Yeah, good fish, mate.
13-10.
Very good fish. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to whack me with that.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Hate leaving gear out in the sea. Absolutely hate it. Anyway, it's all part and parcel of it, I suppose. But like I say, we do try to minimise it. But sometimes, yeah, it does happen. So Nobby's just had another one. Pretty decent one by all accounts. Said it was close to a double, but he wasn't sure enough to weigh it. So far, actually, the only one we've weighed is John's, because it was a big fish. But I think Nobby, how many have you had now, Nobs? 5? So Nobby's had 5, I've had 4, and John's had, how many have you had now, John? 3 or 4? 3.
3 and 1 got away.
Yeah, so John's had 3 and the one that got away. But yeah, it's amazing, man. We're getting into some really good fishing, which is great fun. But yeah, let's get another one baited and then we'll be ready to go again. Yeah, 4. Oh yeah. Whoa, John, put your drag on, mate. There we go. Let's get this one out. See if we can't pick something up. Had 2 casts now, 2 casts in a row without a fish on. The other boys are still getting into the fish. Much, much closer in this time. See if it makes a difference. There we go. Well, that's gone really slack. There we go. We're in again. Much closer in that cast, and then we're into a fish. Whoa, mate. But it's literally, it's been dark for maybe half an hour, I suppose, proper dark. But it's going right up tide. And I'm already stuck that one out at maybe 60-ish yards, probably between 40 and 60. Oh no. Thought I was in a snag, but it just stopped me. That's hound number 5 for me. Again, this one's probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 pounds, I suppose. Maybe a little bit bigger, I'm not sure, but now John's had a 13 pound plus. Makes all these ones look like babies, but they give up such a good scrap. Smooth hound fishing, if you've never tried it, you've got to give it a go because it's so much fun. I'm going to get this one back in and get another bait out there. Whoa. And hopefully we can try and get another one of these, maybe a little bit bigger. Well, I'm not going to lie, I fluffed that cast. I went to keep it in closer and, well, it's really close. But you never know, they probably come in pretty close anyway to try and get into the crabs. Obviously as that tide comes in, they're coming in with the tide, so you never know, we might get one, might get a bass. But yeah, we got it out there anyway. Oh, there we go, look, it's only just gone out. Good work. So Nobby kept that one very, very quiet. Easily another double figure fish, I would have thought. We're going to quickly weigh it, get it on the scales, and see what it comes in at. But yeah, man, it's been an absolutely epic evening. Oh, what did I say? I said 12. And that, I'm going to say is 12-2.
12-2.
Go with 12-2?
12-2, mate.
12-2. Banging fish, mate. Awesome. Love the waist sling as well, by the way.
Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Well done, mate.
Nice one, brother.
Some really nice fish coming out this evening. John's had a 13.10 new PB for him. Nobby's just had a 12.2. I haven't weighed any of mine. I suppose the biggest one I've had maybe 8 or 9, something like that, and who knows. But I'm going to change this one because I did have that bite, and I'm going to quickly change it over and get a fresh one out there because I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that one. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it out. I think I might have a fish on. There we go. We managed to get it out this snag. It's probably the smallest one I've had all night. As you can see there, every single one has been just hooked in the jaw with that single circle hook. They're super easy to unhook, just like so. And then they go back really, really well. There's no extra hook all over the place or getting deep hooked. I'll get this one back in. I've got another one rigged, ready to go. And then that's probably gonna be my last cast. We've only been fishing for maybe 3 hours, not even 3 hours, I'd say. And that's, I think that's number 6 for me now. So glad I managed to get that one back. Right, there we go, last cast, last chuck of the evening. Who'd have thought it would have had so many fish in such a short space of time. It's been so much fun. Right, let's get this one out. So there we go, last one is out. I'm gonna tidy up a few bits away. Give that a soak, 15 minutes maybe. and then we'll pack that rod away. It's going to be, at least it's going to be a lot easier anyway, because I've only got one rod out tonight, so. Wicked. Well, there we go. I've given this one maybe 10 minutes or so. The other boys have already packed down. Well, Nobby's packed down. John is just packing down. Like I say, it's not even 11 o'clock. I think it's something like 10:30. So it's going to be really nice to actually get on the road reasonably early this evening. But I've thoroughly enjoyed tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this session as much as I've enjoyed filming it, because it's so nice just getting into quite a few fish. I mean, big congratulations goes to John. I mean, he's had the fish of the night tonight, £13.10. Nobby's had a £12.2. And like I say, my best one was maybe, I don't know, maybe £9. But like I say, I didn't weigh any of them because I knew they weren't very big. But I say that, but when you're holding a fish like that, and you've got to hold them like that, it's a pretty good fish, isn't it? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to pop into Slamfish and pick up some of the rigs. If you're not local to the island, you can always pick them up online as well. And yeah, hopefully we'll get out again soon. As always, if you've made it this far and you haven't already subscribed, then please do, because sometimes we get lucky and we get into a session like tonight. Nothing left to do other than pack that rod down. So until the next one, please take care, stay safe, and maybe I'll see you out there. Cheers. And also, as a final note, Nobby's just spent, what, maybe 2 minutes? Not even that. Picking all that lot up. So this is you leaving all this crap down on the beach. Shame on you. Take it home. It's not difficult. It's really not difficult. Nobby. Send me a picture, Nobby. Huh? Send me my picture, Nobby. Oh, yeah? Oh yeah, sorry mate.